Good afternoon, and welcome to yet another Object Talk Live. My name is Shireen, and I am a learning officer at the Jewish Museum London, and I am delighted to share with you today's Object Talk. Now, today's Object Talk will link to the museum's theme of the week, minority communities. At the museum, we have over 40,000 objects, many of which shed light to minority communities in England. Of course, the Jewish community as well. Now, the museum's vision is to really celebrate minority contributions, and the object that I'm going to share with you today does exactly that. Now, in the museum's Facebook description, as well as in the comment section right here, you should see that I have just added a post to a picture, a photograph. This photograph is of the Isaacs family, a Baghdadi Jewish family who migrated to England in 1957. In the photo, we see Albert and Miriam Isaacs and their three daughters, Jeanette, Maureen, and Yvonne, holding exotic animals, birds and monkeys, as they stand in the middle of Spitalfield Market. But what is the story behind this family? Now, as I said, they are a Baghdadi Jewish family who migrated to England from India in 1957. The Baghdadi Jewish community is a community in India, with many Jewish people with their roots in Iran, Iraq, and other Arab-speaking countries. Soon, the Baghdadi Jewish community came to include people from Yemen, Aden, Syria, and Egypt as well. Now, many of these people migrated to India due to a fear of persecution in their home countries or lack of economic opportunities. And India was a great place to be at the time. Now, many of the Baghdadi Jewish community had a strong sense of identity, clinging to specific life cycle rituals, ways of worship, and Arab-inspired food, including, for example, Miriam Isaacs' well-known currant spiced Shabbat non-alcoholic wine. By 1940, in India, there were 7,000 Baghdadi Jewish people, especially in Gujarat, Mumbai, and Calcutta. Now, living in India during the 1940s, during British rule, many of these Baghdadi Jewish people also had a strong sense of British culture as well. They knew how to speak English, they wore British-style clothing. And when British rule ended, many of these Jewish people found that they could no longer have a future in India, and therefore migrated to England. And of course, the Isaacs family were one of these. Now, the Isaacs family was quite a well-to-do family in India. But as with many migrants, they had to leave most of their valuables behind as they travelled to foreign lands. They did take a few objects, however. Interestingly, the objects this Baghdadi Jewish family chose to take were spices, a sewing machine, and overcoats to protect them from the cold British weather. Now, the family left from Mumbai in 1957 on a cargo boat. Their journey took 6 whole weeks until they arrived to Liverpool Street, where they were met by a representative from the Jews' Temporary Shelter. The Jews' Temporary Shelter was a charity set up by Herman Landau in 1885. Originally, it was known as the Poor Jews' Temporary Shelter. This charity offered assistance, advice, and accommodation for Jewish migrants just like the Isaacs family, living in England for the first few weeks. Now, of course, the Jews' Temporary Shelter offered this family with stability and some sort of comfort as they newly arrived to England. However, it wasn't always easy living here. The family had to live in dorms separated by gender, meaning that Albert Isaacs had to be separated from his wife and children. Most of the people at the Jews' temporary shelter at the time were also Ashkenazi Jews, with their roots in Eastern Europe and especially Hungary at this time. Due to their different cultures and traditions, this Baghdadi Jewish family, the Isaacs family, found it quite hard. Everything was quite foreign to them. The food was unfamiliar, cooked by a Hungarian chef. But nonetheless, they found comfort in being at the Jews' temporary shelter. Until, after 6 whole months, they moved to their own place in Stamford Hill. Now, Albert Isaacs was able to stay in the same company that he worked in India. However, he had to accept a lower position. Miriam Isaacs found a job as a seamstress, a very popular trade in the Jewish community at the time. The eldest daughter became a typist, and the younger 2 daughters went to Jewish schools in the East End. Now, this photograph is incredibly important for us at the Jewish Museum because it displays the diversity of the Jewish community. Jewish people live and have lived all around the world, including India, like the Baghdadi Jewish family. Now, today I invite you to share your own unique stories and perhaps unique traditions in the comments section below. We look forward to seeing them. Thank you so much for listening. And next week, you will be joined by Emma, who will be sharing a talk on family, the importance of family through our collections. But until then, have a wonderful day and talk soon. Bye.